Hello and welcome to this special CNBC-TV18.com series called Power to Think. It's a podcast series where we invite industry experts and experts from different fields to discuss meaningful and impactful innovations that are being made in the renewable energy space. And today we are being joined by Mr. Sunil Jain, who is the CEO of Hero Future Energies, and also Mr. Mangu Singh, who is the Managing Director of Delhi Metro Railway Corporation. And if you're wondering what Mr. Mangu Singh is doing here, well, wait for some time. We'll come to that in a bit. But let me start this conversation by asking Mr. Sunil Jain about the journey that Hero Future Energies has had so far in the renewable energy space.
We started this journey in 2012, 2013. In those days, we had a bigger focus on wind compared to solar. But as we moved in last 3 years, the focus has totally shifted from wind to solar. And as we stand today, we have a gigawatt of operating solar assets and another 600 megawatts under construction, whereas wind has been restricted to only gigawatt.
Before we go further, let's take a quick understanding from you, Mr. Jain, regarding the different segments of solar energy that this sector is divided into.
I generally divide the solar segments into 3 categories or maybe 4 categories. One is the grid connected solar segment, which is divided into 3 sub-segments of state solar program, central solar program monitored through SECI and NTPC, and central solar programs with solar parks. And the 4th segment is the rooftop solar. So this is how the solar program is spanning out in India. The other segment is the rooftop solar segment, which I believe has only picked up pace now and has been lagging in the targets what the government set in.
According to you, what is the reason for rooftop solar finding interest in the industry as well as in commercial establishments?
Indian consumer is very, very price sensitive. They did not see any benefit of installing rooftop solar. It is only in that last 3 years that rooftop solar prices crashed and they went below the grid price what generally you and me pay for the electricity at home. Having said that, there is another very big issue which we did not realize, that the home segment, the residential segment has still not picked up. The growth today primarily which is coming from industrial, commercial, institutional sales.
Give us an idea about the kind of savings that commercial and industrial establishments have after they install solar projects, including solar rooftop projects.
Typically, in an industrial segment in the country, across different states, the industrial consumers are paying anything between 6 rupees to 7 rupees for the electricity per unit. While the commercial consumers, which is the malls, the hospitals, or the hotels, or large commercial buildings, they pay 7 to 8 rupees per unit. A rooftop solar today on a per unit basis would not cost more than 4.5 rupees per unit to clients which are in solar resource rich states.
We understand that you also operate in the metro railway segment and you have clients like Delhi Metro Railway Corporation. How has the association been with your clients in the metro railway space? And I'm talking specifically about Delhi Metro Railway Corporation.
Our association with Metro started with KMRL, which is the Kochi Metro Rail Line, where we commissioned 4.5 megawatts on their stations. And then we started with DMRC, the Delhi Metro, the last tender which we won. From my point of view, metro rooftop is probably the most challenging assignments which any rooftop company has to do. So if the company is successful in commissioning rooftop solar projects in metro, probably they can do any other complicated rooftops. And why I say this is because metros have got very high standard of safety and engineering for anything what they use in their sheds, in their trains, or in their maintenance standards. So we as partners for DMRC have to follow that. And what is more important is that Delhi Metro gives you a very little time to work on the rooftops because the lines are always energized. So you have to work in the de-energized period, so keeping in mind the safety of the employees and safety of the people working on site. Therefore, it has been a very, very enthralling and I would say a very learning experience for us to engage with DMRC. While it was very tough, and Delhi Metro is a very, very tough customer. They don't give you even an inch. So it was a huge learning process for us, but nonetheless, a proud moment when you get associated with such projects.
That was Sunil Jain of Hero Future Energies. He's the CEO of that company, and he maintains that you are a tough taskmaster when it comes to installation of solar rooftop projects. DMRC has been using many of these projects to power operations of Delhi Metro. Can you tell us about what goes into the use of solar power as far as Delhi Metro operations are concerned?
Delhi Metro today is having a network of about 377 kilometers. And we are carrying about 60 lakhs journeys every day. And therefore, it consumes huge power. Today, we are consuming around 300 megawatt. And therefore, both from the environmental point of view as well as the financial consideration, it is necessary to go for power like solar power for our consumption. Realizing this and also realizing that we have huge potential in the form of roof available on our station structures and also on our depot, sheds, etc., large number of buildings, big buildings. Therefore, we decided to go for rooftop solar power system in a big way. As you mentioned that ours is slightly different than normal rooftop system. Our works are above the operating line, a station roof. Below that is 25 kV power supply.
Right.
So both from the safety point of view as well as from the point of view of keeping the operation intact, unaffected. Those stringent norms in construction and operation is necessary.
Right. So, as of now, through what all modes are you using solar power? You have solar rooftop power, and also we understand that you are using grid energy produced in solar projects in Madhya Pradesh to power your trains. So, can you talk to us about that?
Keeping in mind our future plans, we then realized that we can go up to 50 megawatt internally. That means in-house we can have up to 50 megawatt.
This is through solar rooftop?
This solar rooftop only. And therefore, we then have a target of 50 megawatt by 2022. We have already achieved around 32 megawatt on our existing stations and depot. And in addition to that, we have signed a tripartite agreement with the ultra mega solar plant in Rewa, from where we are supposed to draw about 99 megawatt. Right. So currently we have started drawing about 77 megawatt. So in total we are using about 109 megawatt solar power, and I feel perhaps we are the largest single user of solar power in the country.
So can you use the power produced in solar rooftop projects for metro operations, or is it used for establishment related operations like, powering the building in which it is housed?
No, it is both. It goes to our system and then can be used for any purpose.
Are you happy with the quality of power when it comes to solar rooftop power projects? Because the quality of power for a power intensive operation like metro is very, very important.
I think then you will appreciate we are using almost 1/3. See, our requirement is around 300 megawatt. And currently we are using around 109 megawatt. This is exactly the reason. We can't go 100% solar purely on this consideration because of the quality of power supply. Our next step will be to interact with the agencies, power generating agencies, where we will have an agreement that we will need a fixed amount, say 50 megawatt. Suppose generating agency is 50 megawatt. For example, a hydropower and solar power both. So we will like to sign an agreement where we will be assured of 50 megawatt, both solar plus hydropower.
Mr. Jain, let me get you on this. Dr. Singh talked about how DMRC manages the quality of power that comes from solar rooftop projects and other solar projects. Give us an idea about the kind of issues emanating, like the plant load factor and the quality of power that emanates from conventional power projects vis-a-vis a renewable power project like a solar rooftop power project.
It is not a guarantee on a day-to-day basis, but there is a guarantee on an annualized basis that, okay, if you put up a 10 kilowatt plant, we will give you, because the solar has got a 20% PLF, so we expect that we will give you a 2 kilowatt energy over the entire year. What happens is, because even though if solar is not there, let's for a timing think that there is a cloud cover and you're not able to get solar during the day, it does not mean that his electricity is cut off. He continues to get the electricity from the grid as he was getting otherwise.
That was Sunil Jain of Hero Future Energies. When it comes to investments that you are making into solar, especially into solar rooftop, for example, what kind of savings that has happened to the corporation, and by when do you expect to recover the investments that you have made into these facilities?
Well, ours is a very interesting arrangement. We have not spent even a single paisa on this. On the other hand, we have asked the private players to install. We have provided the space, roof space. They have come, provided, installed the system, and they are to maintain the system for next 25 years. What we have guaranteed is the purchasing the power at pre-decided rate, so that the investor is ensured of his return on his investment, and we are also ensured that there will be power supply, because in order to get the return on the investment, they will ensure that the system works. So it works very nicely, and it helps both ways.
So how much savings does this lead to when it comes to the kind of cost of power as far as the solar projects are concerned?
Approximately 2 rupees per unit, and that is quite a lot when we use huge power. So that way it helps us in reducing our operation cost, which is very important.
Okay. Before ending, I wanted to have comments from both of you regarding the kind of future that you see as far as the solar power usage in India. You being a user, can you bring in a user perspective on the kind of prospects that you see for solar power in India, especially for operations, including railway operations?
Currently, I feel the issue of storing the power, the solar power, is currently it is difficult. It's costly affair, and the technology is still emerging, developing. I'm very hopeful that very soon the technology will develop in such a way that storage will become very easy. It will not be very costly affair, and then the utilization of solar energy can be done in a big way, and even in system like ours.
So Dr. Mangu Singh believes that rooftop solar and solar energy per se can be used very efficiently in power intensive projects like running metro train operations. Mr. Jain, give us your take on the kind of opportunities that you see in the future for rooftop solar and solar projects in India.
So my belief is that another 2 years from now, the rooftop solar prices will come down further, and also the battery storage prices will come down even much more. I believe that by 2022, a combination of rooftop solar with battery storage will revolutionize the rooftop solar business, as in that case, you can totally eliminate the grid connected power. because then during the day you will have rooftop solar and during the night you will have storage.
We're completely out of time. Thank you for tuning into this very special segment called Power to Think, which is powered by Hero Future Energies. You heard both Mr. Sunil Jain, who is the CEO of Hero Future Energies, and Dr. Mangu Singh of Delhi Metro Railway Corporation, giving their perspective on using solar energy in India and the kind of emerging new segments within the solar energy sector, which is solar rooftop, where Mr. Jain believes that in the coming years the cost associated with such projects will come down, and perhaps then even residential usage of solar power will increase. Thank you for tuning into CNBC TV 18.com.